I just have a few questions from our readers on the site.
Absolutely.
I actually pointed out to them saying we're going to be at the Borderlands 2 event. For you fans who have questions, you know, shoot them at me and I'll try to ask them for you.
I'll answer everything I can.
So let's see what you can answer. The first question I remember was, you're on Pandora, but do you ever get to leave Pandora? Are you expanding outside of the world of Pandora? Or is it mainly just the Pandora environment, but now in a much more richer experience?
You're going to see a lot more of the planet Pandora than you saw this time. The last game, you were in a very, very small part. This game, you're going to see a bigger map. You're going to see some more extremes and environments and all that. We are starting to tease, and I don't want to spoil it all, but what we talked about with the Hyperion Moon-based headquarters, you're starting to see that, you know, there's a bigger, broader universe here, and there's things that you may eventually see, but a good portion of this game is definitely right there on Pandora, but in parts that you've never seen before. You're going to get to some cities, you're going to get to more than just bandit shanty towns. You know, you're going to see some actual cities and settlements in different places in this game that are going to really give you a much broader understanding of what's going on in the story.
The next question was, there was still an unnamed class, and according to one of my fans. Now, I'm not sure, is there still any classes that have not been announced for the full game?
So we've talked about, you played today the Gunzerker and the Siren. And the other two that we talk about right now that were in the trailer are Zero the Assassin, and then there's an Axel, the soldier, who is a soldier just like Roland was in the first game. But again, expanded upon it. You know, he also has a turret, but where Roland's was more of that support class turret. Axton's turret is very, very aggressive, and in the same way you've seen with the skill trees this time, they do a lot more. There's a lot more option with the turret in it. So rather than it just be a turret, you know, Roland's were generated some ammo and had some shields and all that. This one you can add other parts to, and you can with skills, and you can do different things too. You can change the turret up quite a bit. One of the skills you can get actually lets you deliver the turret as a longbow grenade. So remember longbow grenades from the first game, the grenades that you throw and they actually teleport to the point you're aiming at. Imagine being able to put a turret in like that. So it gives you a really great richness of play style with the soldier in this one, that you can send the turret off at a distance, and then if you want to snipe, if you want to be the soldier that snipes, then you have your turret in there, you know, getting aggro of all the guys in the fight, and you can stay at a distance either with a really great long range, you know, assault rifle or sniper rifle, and pick off the enemies that the turret doesn't. So some play style. But those are the four characters we're talking about.
Okay. The other thing was, is there going to be an arena coming back? Now, in the first game, there was it was actually the DLC, the Moxie Arena.
Sure.
Now, will that be kind of returning something along those lines for people to do like survival mode?
We definitely have some. I think if you remember the first game, the Circle of Slaughters, where you went in and you fought kind of waves of bad guys and all that. You're going to see some more of that this game and all that. Nothing quite as big and grand as Moxie's Arena right off, but there's definitely more of that. One of the features, I don't know if you got to play around with the trading system in co-op.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a button on there you can trade or you can duel. So we've added a little fun to the dueling. And Pandora is the Wild West, right? You know, and it's kind of every man for himself. And now you find that great gun. Not only do you have secure trading, so if you're playing with random guys online, you have a way to actually securely trade money and loot. But you have that dual button for it, so you're like, I want that. No, I want that. Well, it's our version of the roll for loot. You put it in the window, and I want to do it for it, and the winner gets it. So
that's great. That definitely adds a lot of variety, even more variety into the game. It adds more incentive to duel. Now it's kind of like, well, you guys are fighting for it. Let's fight for it then.
The developer's really interested to see if how many fight clubs are going to arise up over dueling for great loot in the game. So that's certainly something that could happen with the online community that we're already doing a little bit in the office, and I'm interested to see what players are going to do with that feature when it gets out in the wild.
And then the last thing was, the first Borderlands was definitely a lengthy game. It was a great, definitely numerous hours you can clock in to get before you reach the actual Iridian Bowl at the end. How much longer is Borderlands 2? Is it about the same length? Is it a little bit longer?
I think it's very similar.
Very similar.
Certainly a lot more diversity in the environment, and there's a lot more story quest. Like I said, we're still early and we're clocking development. Our goal was to make a game as long or longer than the first one, give you a lot of content. Certainly one of the things that Borderlands always has going forward is replayability. I mean, you can play it through once. The first game you had the second playthrough, and then you actually had kind of what we call playthrough 2.5, a third playthrough. And when you do that, the creatures are tougher. They've got more health, they're shielded, and the loot drops are better. So play through again, you get even better guns and better shields and better grenades and all that. you can expect all the same thing from this game. So I would say similar length or even longer, but there's even more gear. Like you got to see shields and grenades now have the same type of variety that guns have. So in the first game, I think there were 180 different grenades. Now there's tens of thousands of the different combinations you get with grenade types of diversity. So we've enhanced loot across the board. So if you're a guy that likes to play over and over again, and find that perfect shield, that perfect grenade model, that perfect gun, we've given you even more about that. So if you had a problem with crack-like addiction in Borderlands 1, you're going to have the same problem here. So there's a lot of content. It's a lot of content.
Now, just two more questions I have for you. The first one was, seeing that you guys actually did some development for Duke Nukem Forever. Sure. Is a friend of mine actually wanted to know, is there any sort of chance that Duke Nukem would be like some sort of like a secret character to throw into Borderlands 2? I mean, I actually thought about it, I'm like, that'd be kind of funny. You have like these treasure hunters, and then you have this dude completely out of place, but his humor does kind of fit in with Borderlands. Has a lot of humor to it. So I was like, you know what, I'll ask that. I think it's actually kind of a funny question to see if it would actually be possible. If you guys threw it all around in the office, just to, wonder what that was like.
I'll pass that back to the dev team. It's not the first time we've heard that question at all. It's a tricky thing, I think you point out the humor, and I think what at Gearbox, it's really great. It really kind of is the spirit of Gearbox. You look at a lot of the games that we put out and are working on with Duke Nukem, with Borderlands and all, and where we're going. As a company, we really kind of like that gamery, tongue-in-cheek, just over-the-top, ridiculous humor and all that. And it's certainly one of the reasons why we put our energy and focus on Duke Nukem Forever, and kind of it was a classic, kind of close to our heart game for a lot of us. It's how we cut our teeth in the industry, and Randy Pitchford, the president, certainly is. He just loves that. So, and Borderlands just kind of carries that spirit on into Pandora, a completely fictional universe. So.
Right.
I'll pass that request along. That's a really great question.
And then the last thing, is there anything kind of exclusive you can tell us as Xtreme, anything that you haven't revealed yet?
Probably not. There's a lot to reveal, and I don't want to have I don't want to get moonshot myself, so I've got to be very careful with that. Let me just say that there's a lot that you guys haven't seen. With this interview with you today, the demo you saw today, you're seeing a lot more than you've seen before. There's a lot of stuff still to be told. So, in the coming months, you guys stay plugged in, stay active, and there's a lot that we're going to be able to talk about. So, a lot to see.
All right, and then the release date is September 18th. September 18th. All right, everybody. So that's Borderlands 2. Randy, it was great to have you.
Marcel, thank you very much.
No problem.
My pleasure.
So remember, September 18th, be sure to pick up Borderlands 2 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC.